What's going down, guys? TK Pryor coming at you again with another opportunity, hopefully to expand some minds. This morning I want to talk to you guys about fear, because from the time you entered this earth, you've been conditioned to respond and react to fear. Everything you do in your life is based on something that you're scared of. But the problem is, in business, fear is an invisible jail that prevents you from accomplishing your goals, from succeeding. As soon as you realize that fear is invisible, you're able to walk out of your cell. Everything in business is about risk. But the difference is business risk is usually managed. You kind of have to enter business with that concept. I know that this is a risk. I'm going to manage my risk based on a lot of smart information, and I'm going to set myself up so that I have options. So the average millionaire has 7 sources of income. At any given time, if one source of income goes away, well, they've got 6 others to fall back on. So I sort of enter business with the same mindset. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I try to diversify in what I'm doing so that I have more than one, in case at any given moment the business decides to fold and go away. Because that's the problem with business, or I should say that's the problem with any opportunity, that when it comes to fiat, someone could mismanage, greed, manipulation can take over. They can run off with the company funds. It could turn into an Enron. There's a number of situations that traditional money or fiat currency will allow mismanagement. So in cryptocurrency or any online business, you have the same opportunity because that's all people know. At any moment you become greed, evil, selfish, and the website can just disappear. So you go all in and you diversify to the point where your money's not in one basket. And that's how you leverage risk in business and set yourself up for success in the event that whatever business you're investing in, folds. So with the concept of fear, you have to get rid of it. You have to understand that fear is invisible. You have to drop fear and not operate from that primary source of direction. If that's your motivation for doing things, then you're not going to accomplish much. Because of situations and because of things that I've studied, I don't operate from a standpoint of fear. It's not my motivation for doing things. So I look at money as a tool. Do you get mad when you lose a tool? If the tool was helpful in whatever you were using it for, you're probably disappointed. But usually you go to Home Depot, you go to Sears, you go to Lowe's, and you buy another tool. Continue to accomplish whatever you were using that tool for. So I look at money in that same fashion, in that same manner. So I don't look at it as a God, and I don't have a fear of losing it in business. You know, you take a risk, you manage that risk, and then you maximize that opportunity while the opportunity is available. Because in the back of your mind, you realize this website could go away and there's nothing you could do about it. So if you have 7 sources of income in terms of online investments, then who cares if one of them folds? You go get another tool and continue with your mission. So you have to drop fear. You have to stop existing within the motive of fear for doing things. I give you a prime example. I shared a program that pays 20% per month, and that doesn't include compounding interest on bonuses. All right, that's just the primary passive side of you earning 20% based on whatever you put into the program. Now, right now, the average bank pays less than 1% for whatever you put into their program, and you'll gladly sign up for that. As a matter of fact, in certain places, banks are charging negative interest rates. You actually have to pay the bank to put your money in an account, and people are still happy to sign up for that. So with a 20% ROI monthly, not including team build or compounding interest, you basically say that's a scam, that's bullshit, that's too good to be true. You're operating out of fear. So most people don't join, they just blow it over. But how about somebody who joins and only invests $2 in a 20% ROI? So the program still pays, and on the $2 that was invested, I think this morning I checked the account and 4 cents was earned. So everyone operates out of fear. You're afraid to try. You're afraid to go all in. And the first thought that comes to your mind is, it must be a scam. But if you think that way, you don't do any homework, you don't do any research, and you don't do any due diligence. So the concept of this post is to step out of fear being the primary motivation for you doing things. To realize that fear is invisible, that only exists in your mind. And when you step outside of that invisible jail cell that is fear, that is when you can begin success. So take it for what it is. I'm just a person on Facebook giving my 2 cents. But I guarantee that you will never really accomplish much or have much if everything you do in life is based on what you're afraid of. That emotion, that mental status of fear is, like I say, invisible. It's bullshit. It's not real. Someone once said the best way to deal with fear is to attack it head on. Because that is the only way you'll find out that what you were afraid of doesn't really exist. So when it comes to business, if you're afraid of losing money, you'll never make any money. If you put your toe in the water and you say, I'm too scared to try, then you're never going to succeed. So So I'll say this in closing, that the average millionaire has 7 different types of income. So ask yourself, how many sources of income do you have? Well, the answer to that question is 1, and it's your job. And you've been taught that the only way to make money is job. But here's a contrast to what you've been taught. Rich people teach their children how to generate income. Poor people teach their children how to work for someone or become the perfect employee. So you have to ask yourself, which person do you want to be? A simple example was Romney, when he was running for president or in the presidential race, generated all his income from profit. And he paid about 10% in interest, or I should say 10% in taxes, based on receiving an income from profit. Now, the average job person receives their money from wages, and they pay around 40 to 43% in taxes. So again, ask yourself what side of the coin you want to be on, and stop letting fear be the reason you do everything in life.